Welcome back to another episode of the D Knows Ball Show. Damn, was I too loud? That probably was kind of loud. But welcome back to another episode of D Knows Ball Show. Say, man, we got a lot on the docket again today. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm low key tired, but I'm not tired. It's like I'm 100% self produced. So I do all this myself, the thumbnails, setting up the show, all that, all that. I love talking. It be everything else. I work 5 days a week, and now they done added mandatory. I ain't gonna say mandatory. It's kind of mandatory. It's mandatory overtime, but I've been working overtime. So last week I kind of worked about 47 hours, and I work nights. So I pretty much watch all my sports in the morning when I get off. So I'll probably watch like two games. If I'm feeling myself, I watch three. Right now, I think I done bit off a little bit more than I could chew. It's so many sports right now. We got WNBA finals preview coming up. We got is the ACC college football. Is it wide open? We got college football. Maybe do they have three first round picks at running back? Is there three first round in the picks? Three first round running backs in college football. Yeah. And then I'm gonna be ranking every division in the NFL after 5 weeks. You see, man, I love this time of year. Well, I used to until I decided to start me a goddamn show. But we gonna have, you know what I'm saying, some fun. I think I did pretty good with this week's episode. I'm trying to be a little bit more, think more outside the box with these segments. So yeah, there's that. And I am going to the SMU Pitt game. Both them teams just snuck up into the AP poll. Pitt is 22, SMU is 25. So I'm excited for that. I'll be there November 2nd. Yeah, November 2nd. So I'm excited to see Eli Holstein and Kevin Jennings. Yeah, yep. Because I don't think Miami is just gonna roll through the ACC. But we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But yeah, first we gonna start with the WNBA finals, man. WNBA finals preview. So by now we know it's gonna be the Minnesota Lynx who just won a 5 game semifinal series against the Connecticut Sun. Now they gonna be matching up with the New York Liberty, who won they semifinals matchup with the Las Vegas Aces. So we got Lynx versus Liberty. Before we get to that, I do want to talk about the semifinals, wrap up semifinals real quick. On the Liberty side, I thought they just was too big for the Aces. I thought Jackie Young was bad. I thought Chelsea Gray was bad here and there. Kelsey Plum had some bad shooting nights, and they were just too small. You had Alicia Clark guarding Breonna Stewart, and then they took the ball out of Sabrina's hands and they let Breonna Stewart facilitate. Then they let Sabrina get the cooking. And I thought Breonna Stewart and Sabrina played amazing. I actually thought Asia Wilson didn't play her best in game 4. But all in all, it was a pretty good series. I do think the Aces, they need to retool. I think you're gonna have to choose between Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray, or probably get rid of them both. You do have that guard. Damn, I forget that guard's name that they got. Then they got Kate Martin. Dang, I forget what it's gonna grind my gears, but I can't remember the guard they had just drafted. Is it Deja Fur? Diasha Fur? I think so. But they got Diasha Fur and they got Kate Martin. So I think you could afford to let Jackie Young or Chelsea Gray or both walk and bring some size in, because I don't like Asia Wilson at the 4 going against John Quill Jones. I just really didn't like that, man. She had to work too hard for her bucket. So I think they need to add some size. Uh Now Minnesota just, hey, they went to war. Nafisa Collier is proving herself to be a superstar. I think she's the second best player in the WNBA. If it wasn't for the dominant season Asia Wilson had, Nafisa Collier had action for that MVP. But whatever, she got depoy, which was Okay. But they beat the Sun, and I think the Sun was a tougher matchup than the Aces, if I'm just being honest. The Sun had the third best player in the WNBA, and Alyssa Thomas, who I think is like a Draymond Green with some better scoring. And they had Dewana Bonner, Marina Mabry was really good for them. And I just think the Sun are tough, like literal tough. They're a tough team. So this was a tough task. Everybody, and I do think in game 5 they went away from what worked for them in game 4. That small ball lineup when you took Bree Jones out of the game, and then you went small with Alyssa Thomas at the 5, Dewana Bonner at the 4, Mabry at the 3, Carrington at the 2, and Ty Harris at the 1. I think they went away from that in game 5. I don't even think they played that lineup at all in game 5. So, hey, coach, I don't know. You made an amazing adjustment in game 4, and you just went away from it in game 5. I don't know. I don't know. But now let's preview the WNBA finals. Minnesota was 2-1 against the Liberty in the regular season, including their Commissioner Cup win, which was very impressive. That was a very impressive win in the Commissioner Cup by the Lynx. And that's when I kind of knew. I said, oh, yeah, they got action to win the championship. Like I've been saying, I think the Minnesota Lynx is the best team in the WNBA from start to bottom, like from player 1 to player 12. They don't have the names because, of course, on the Liberty side, you have the names. You have the John Quell Jones, the Sabrina Ionescu's. You got the Breonna Stewart. On Lynx, you got Nafisia Collier and the others. But like we seen in game 5 against the Sun, the Lynx, if they can get 15 plus from Kayla McBride, 15 plus from Courtney Williams, and then 20 to 25 from Nafisia Collier, they got action, bro. They got action because Kayla McBride, let's just keep it a buck. She's sometimes there. She sometimes just disappears. If she can play good, if Kayla McBride and Courtney Williams can match the production of Sabrina Ionescu, we know Nafisia Collier is going to match Breonna Stewart, if not outplay her. If they can do that, and then you got your other role players to get their points, you got Heidemann, you got Carlton, you got Alana Smith. If they can get their buckets, but you have a big three, if Courtney Williams and Kayla McBride can really be star level players next to Nafisia Collier, I would pick the Lynx to beat the Liberty. But if that doesn't happen, I think the Liberty will get this. And I do think this is going to be another 5-game series because if anything, the Liberty might get game 1 because I don't know how tired the Lynx might be. But then again, they did kind of win handedly against the Sun in game 5, so they could be rested. I don't know. Game 1, if I had to pick game 1, I probably would lean the Liberty. But if I had to pick the series, I would lean I would lean Minnesota. I do think Nafisa Collier is going to be the best player in this series. She's not better than Breonna Stewart all time, but as of right now, I'd rather have Nafisa Collier, even though Breonna Stewart had some moments against the Aces. I think Nafisa Collier is better right now. Um, Coaching advantage. I like the Lynx coach to get all the production she's getting out of these players that nobody expected nothing from. She's the coach of the year. I think this is her 4th time winning it. I think they got the coaching advantage. Another thing, can Minnesota hit threes? Now, if they threes is falling, just like we seen in game 5 versus Connecticut, that's a tough team to beat, boy. That's a tough team to beat. Uh, Alana Smith probably will be my X factor because who's guarding her and can she make her threes? Outside of Courtney Williams and Kayla McBride, I think Alana Smith is that their 4th player. They can kind of do a little something and give you 21 night. I think if she can do that one of these games, I think Minnesota has action. Um, for Liberty, Jonquel John. I I don't think this is gonna be the series for Jonquel. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I think the Liberty are kind of gonna have to go small, like we seen from the Sun in Game 4, and probably put Brianna Stewart at the 5, Fivich, Fivich, Fivich at the 4, Lainey Hamilton at the 3, if she can play, if she can go. If not, slide Sabrina to 3, put in Vandersloot. You just got to make some work because I don't think this gonna be the series for John Quill. It's too much speed and it's too many players that can stretch out the defense. Um, I'm picking Minnesota, bro. Even though I got Liberty winning game 1, I think the Lynx will win in 5. That's my prediction. And I think Nafisi Collar will be WNBA Finals MVP. I think they got that. I think they got that. But yeah, they're my picks, my predictions, and my thoughts and whatnot. I'm gonna try not to sound like a hater in this one, but I don't believe in Miami. I don't think they're the best team in the ACC. I don't think Cam Ward is the best quarterback in the ACC. And I think the ACC is criminally underrated. They now have 2 more ranked teams to go with Miami and Clemson. SMU has just been ranked 25 after beating Louisville. Pitt has just been ranked 22. They're still undefeated. I think the ACC has action, and I think the Miami Hurricanes could go undefeated and still lose the ACC. Let me tell you why. Okay. Honestly, in my opinion, I think just out of all the games I've seen from ACC teams, I think Eli Holstein is the best quarterback in the ACC, bro. I think he's big, he's athletic. He was a top quarterback coming out of high school. He was transferred from Alabama to Pitt, and he's been nothing short of amazing. He played one terrible half against Cincinnati and still won that game by playing brilliantly in the second half. They beat their rival. Who was their rival? Who did they just beat? I watched the game. I can't remember. But he pulled out another clutch win in a rivalry game. I just think Eli Holstein deserves way, way, way more publicity. I think he's one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the nation right now. I really do. I really do. SMU. SMU, bro. Roberts, the DN, he's a monster. Kevin Jennings, I think he's coming to his own. He did miss some throws against Louisville, but his feet, that first half against Louisville, Kevin Jennings was amazing. So I do think, and then Clemson. I think Clemson's kind of overrated. They got the blow. They got the doors blown off them versus Georgia, bro. And I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. I'm sorry. I think Cade Klubnik is not better than Kevin Jennings. I don't think Klubnik is better than Eli Holstein. I don't think he's better than Cam Ward. So that Clemson got the worst quarterback. Uh, I don't know, bro. I don't know about Clemson. I don't know. But then again, it's Clemson, so maybe. But I just think Miami hasn't even played a ranked team. They're playing Louisville this coming Saturday. But like after that, they still don't have no ranked teams. Maybe they got Syracuse, the last game on the schedule. They got Duke, they got Georgia Tech. Just Miami's schedules is the worst. They got the worst schedule the easiest schedule. I'm gonna say the easiest schedule. They got the easiest schedule out of these remaining ACC teams that I really like. And when I talk about the teams that I really like, is Pitt and SMU. Pitt has to play SMU. Clemson still has some tough games. So Miami could possibly still go undefeated, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they lose the ACC championship game. I'm just saying, and miss the playoffs because their schedule is not good enough. Miami's schedule is not good enough to not run the table, bro. It's not good enough. And I think whoever wins the ACC should get into the college football playoffs because I don't think the ACC is a cakewalk, especially if it's SMU, especially if it's Pitt, because they worked their ass off to get here, man. And yeah, them last two games, I get it. Miami beat Cal, and it was a great comeback win, but you shouldn't have had to come back against Cal. Great win against Virginia Tech, shouldn't have been that close, bro. Not for no top 10 team in the nation. Everybody gassed up the Florida win. Florida done fired their coach. Cam Ward has been reckless with the football. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the ACC. Hey, I could be wrong, but y'all tell me something. If you watch the ACC on a regular basis, hey, have some dialogue with me. I think Eli Holstein's the best quarterback in that division. I said division. In that conference. I think Kevin Jennings is the best athlete. And I just wouldn't be surprised if Miami go undefeated and still lose the ACC and miss the playoff. They have one loss on their resume and still miss the playoff. I'm not buying Miami. I'm not buying. I'm zagging. I'm zagging. I'm zagging on Miami. And they won't even play none of these teams until the ACC championship. They not battle tested, bro. Miami done beat Florida, Florida A&M, Ball State, South Florida, Virginia Tech, and Cal. That's who we think is the seventh ranked team in the nation. They sixth ranked team in the nation now. That's crazy. Miami is not a top 10 team. I'm sorry. And I think Pitt and SMU got action. And even Clemson, but I don't trust Clemson as much as Pitt and SMU, as crazy as that sounds. But yeah, man, don't be surprised if Miami go undefeated and still lose the ACC, dog. Don't be surprised. Say, y'all know what's dominating college football right now? Running backs. Well, in my personal opinion, the running backs have been jumping off the page to me. Last year, running backs was kind of mid, in my opinion. I think what did running backs? Who was the highest drafted running back last year? I think it was somebody at fourth round. Was this a dude from Texas? I don't know. But running back is back. Potentially three first round running backs. And talent wise, we all know how it goes. Ain't nobody probably gonna actually do it. But talent wise, it's three first round caliber running backs in college football right now. Everybody can go say Ashton Genty, but I got three more names that could potentially be first round caliber. Two for sure. One is kind of, you know what I'm saying, but he impressed me last week. So we got Ashton Genty, Boise State. I think he's already at 1,000 yards, bro. He's averaging 11 yards per carry. He got 16 touchdowns on 95 carries, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. They only played 5 games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I think they played 6. I think they played 6. No, they only played 5. But yeah. And then he went for 192 against seventh ranked Oregon at the time. So Ashton Genty is real. He a real Heisman contender. I do have questions because he's small. I think he's listed at 5'8", but bro is electric. He almost single-handedly won them the game against Oregon, bro. 192, I think 3 touchdowns, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns against Oregon. So say, bro, they got him listed as 5'9", 215. Maybe he got some action. How tall? How big is James Cook? How big is James Cook? I'm not comparing him to James Cook, but I'm just saying I want to see what the height is. I want to see what the height is for James Cook. They brought up some dude with a goddamn. But James Cook is, I think James Cook is 5'11". So no. Well, yeah, actually 55.9. He might be just special enough to still be running back one. I don't know if he'll be drafted, the first running back drafted, but he's definitely the best running back in the country in college football right now. But this is the guy. This is my personal favorite. Quinshawn Judkins from Ohio State. Now he don't got the counting stats. He only got 468 yards, 5 touchdowns, but he's only carried the ball 60 times. Ohio State don't play nobody to this week against Oregon, so we're gonna see how he do. But he's averaging 7.8 yards a carry, man. And he got a stiff arm from hell, 6 feet, 219. I think Quinshon Judkins is, in my personal opinion, I think Quinshon Judkins is the best running back prospect in the country. I think he should go first. He should be the first running back off the board, bro. I think Quinshon Judkins is absolutely special. That stiff arm is real. Did y'all see how he stiff armed the top linebacker from Iowa? I can't think of his name right now. I'm sorry. But he stiff armed him to the ground. And then he forced the fumble the next play on Jeremiah Smith. But that just goes to show you how good Quinshon Judkins is, bro. I think Quinshon Judkins is a special back. And if he was anywhere else, he could be having Ashton Genty like numbers. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. I think Ashton Genty is a better college back. I think Quinshon Judkins would be a better pro back. And I just like him. So that's my second running back. Third running back, Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. Now his team's a little bit worse, but he's averaging 5.6 yards a carry, 7 touchdowns, 764 yards on 137 carries. He's 6 feet 220. I really like Omarion Hampton. He can do a little bit of everything. He can run, he can catch. He pretty much a do it all back for them. And he had 106 yards against Pitt last week. It wasn't enough just because, his quarterback is kind of trash, bro. And I didn't even know who that. I think he was the third quarterback. Like he was the third in the depth chart at the beginning of the season, the quarterback from North Carolina. So I don't know. Marion Hampton, he's in a tough situation, but I think he's my running back 3. And he's definitely good enough. And he's like all these dudes I'm naming could start right away. Running back position is kind of weak in the NFL right now. I think Ashton Genty, Ashton Genty. Why I keep messing up his name, bro? I'm gonna get mad. Ashton Genty, Quinshon Judkins, and Omarion Hampton. I think they could start right now for NFL teams. Here's my wild card. Le'Veon Moss out of Texas A&M. 6 feet, 215, 88 carries, 609 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's averaging 7 yards per rush. And he absolutely popped off the screen in almost cussed. In a whooping against Missouri, where they won 41-10. 12 carries, 138. He averaged almost 12 yards a carry, y'all. He had a 75-yard run. He had 3 touchdowns. Le'Veon Moss got action too. He got action too, man. So those are my 4 running backs I think to start right away in the NFL. I think 2 or 3 could go in the first round or they first round talents, in my personal opinion. I think Le'Veon Moss is a wild card. I do think he's good. But Ashton Genty, Quinshon Judkins, Omarion Hampton, they all have been took number. They were all been, the first running back off the board last year. I'm just saying. And it's, hey, I'm just saying. Let me know how y'all feel about that. But I think it's 3 first round quality running backs that's gonna be in this year's draft. Ashton Genty, Quinshon Judkins, Omarion Hampton, and Le'Veon Moss, maybe. Running backs is good this year, bro. And we might even see one wield that trophy. I see the wield. Ashton Genty might hold that trophy. I'm just saying that Heisman. I'm just saying, bro. Don't sleep on the running backs in college football, bro. I've watched a lot of NFL so far this season, and I thought I should do a division ranking just because everything is so crazy. Everybody's pretty much done played 5 games, so you kind of see a little bit. And I just wanted to see this exercise, who stacked up where. So when I look back, I can be like, okay, I thought this division was this division was this division was that. So I'm gonna start from 8 and work my way to 1. Number 8, I got the AFC South. Let's look at the AFC South. You have Houston at 4-1. You got the Colts at 2-3. You got the Titans at 1-3. You got Jacksonville at 1-4. You have three teams under 500, and you got two one-win teams. I do think Houston is a great team, but the rest of the division is bringing them down. So I have the AFC South at 8. Number 7, I have the AFC East. The AFC East consists of Buffalo, the Jets, Miami, New England. Another division where you only have one team above 500, and that's Buffalo. I do not trust Buffalo. After I ain't gonna say I don't trust them. I still think they're gonna win the division, but because I think the Jets is kind of cooked, I don't trust Aaron Rodgers. That's who I really don't trust. I do think Buffalo's gonna win the division, but I don't think they're as good. Did we even really have expectations for Buffalo with all that they have lost, the injuries they have had? So this division, this division 7 because you got Miami, no Tua. You got New England, who everybody pretty much thought was going to be the worst team in the league. So yeah, AFC East number 7. Number 6, I have the AFC North. Yeah, the AFC North. You have Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Baltimore's 3-2, Pittsburgh's 3-2. Then you have two one-win teams in Cleveland and Cincinnati, both at 1-4. I do have AFC North a little bit higher than the AFC East in the AFC South because I still do think Cincinnati is a good 1-4 team, which sounds absolutely crazy. But then they have Cleveland, which is dumpster fire. I'm so disappointed in Deshaun Watson. It don't make no sense. So I have the AFC North at number 6. Number 5, AFC West. The AFC West consists of Kansas City at 5-0. Then you have Denver at 3-2, surprisingly. Then you got the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. I think it's Kansas City. So of course, Denver has been surprisingly okay. I think that defense is for real. They probably have the best defensive player in the league, and Patrick Surtain, even though he's a corner. Hey, it is what it is. And then the Chargers is gonna be formidable because you have Herbert, you have I keep the Harbaugh. I couldn't think of his name. I just had a brain, whatever. You have Harbaugh, you have Justin Herbert, so I think that's solid. They got three solid teams, three good coaches in that division. So I got the AFC West at number 5. Number 4, I have the NFC South. Yes, it was all AFC in the bottom 4. I'm sorry. At number 4, I have the NFC South. The NFC South consists of Atlanta, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Carolina. I think Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and New Orleans, any one of those three teams can win that division. Atlanta's 3-2, Tampa Bay's 3-2, New Orleans is 2-3, then Carolina is 1-4. But I think Atlanta got action, and they did just beat Tampa Bay. They 2-0 in the division. New Orleans is 1-1 in the division. Tampa Bay is 0-1 in division play. If I had to lean Tampa Bay, if I was a betting man, I probably would bet Tampa Bay. But it's hard to argue with what I've seen from Atlanta. And then the start New Orleans had at the beginning of the year, was it fluky? Maybe, maybe not. So they're coming in at number 4. Number 3, the NFC West. I have the NFC West at number 4. That consists of Seattle at 3-2, Arizona at 2-3, San Francisco at 2-3, and then the Rams at surprisingly 1-4. Probably not surprisingly, but I don't think there's no bad team in the NFC West. I even if there's no bad team in the NFC West. Anybody could lose to an NFC West team. I'm just keeping a buck. There's no really terrible quarterback in the NFC West. Yeah, I feel good. Seattle, we gonna see what they look like on Thursday. Uh, big game on Thursday. Arizona just beat San Francisco. They did beat the Rams earlier in the season. It don't look that great now because the Rams was 1-4. The Rams still got Stafford and McVay, bro. San Francisco still has Ayuk, still got Kittle. You still got Debo. I know you don't have McCaffrey, but that's still a formidable team. I feel good with the NFC West at number 3. At number 2, I got the NFC East. I don't care. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. I got the NFC East as the second best second best division in the NFL. I don't care what y'all say. Washington's 4-1. Dallas is 3-2. Philly is 2-2. The Giants are 2-3. I don't care what y'all say. 4 good teams in the NFC East, bro. Say what you want about the Giants, but you see what Daniel Jones just did without Malik Neighbors. He got him a win. So you say what you want about that. We know Philly is talented, even though they wishy-washy. Dallas is talented, even though they wishy-washy. And what they did against Pittsburgh with all them injuries, it was impressive. It was impressive. I don't care what y'all say. And then we all know what Jaden Daniels, Dan Quinn, what they got going on in Washington. It's all impressive. We know it's the NFC least regularly. That's what it's known as. But the NFC East, in my opinion, is the second best division in the NFL. Call it what you want. I don't care. And then number 1, we got the NFC North. The NFC North does not have a single team under 500. Did this sink in? Not a single team is under 500. And there are 2 teams at the top have lost a combined 1 game. Minnesota is 5-0. Detroit is 3-1. Green Bay is 3-2. And Chicago is 3-2. So they deserve the number 1 spot, the NFC North. I still think Detroit go win that division. But yeah, Minnesota's been a great story. You can't knock them. Green Bay has been winning games with Jordan Love, without Jordan Love. Yeah. And Minnesota's the only team that's won in the division. They 1-0 in the division. And yeah, Chicago, they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and they're 3-2. So those are my divisional rankings after week 5. Number 1, NFC North. Number 2, NFC East. Number 3, NFC West. Number 4, NFC South. Number 5, AFC West. Number 6, AFC North. And number 7, AFC East. Number 8, AFC South. Yes, the AFC is the weaker conference, and they have the bottom 4 teams. Let me give y'all this. AFC has 5 1-win teams. NFC has 2 1-win teams. No division with multiple 1-win teams in the NFC. The AFC has 2 divisions with 2 1-win teams. So y'all can say what y'all want. The AFC is not as good as the NFC, and these are my divisional rankings. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. And this is another episode of DD Knows Ball. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for joining. Please like, comment, subscribe. And your boy is out.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind. Need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line. Any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.